Moon in the 12th house is a very sensitive and protective place to have the moon. With the 12th house, we're dealing with all that is hidden. It's also the house of self-undoing, the house of secret enemies. It's a house of dreams, and it's the house of psychic activity, hidden enemies, institutions. So especially if you have the moon in the 12th house and you have it in a water sign, then this is even more heightened. Now, with your moon here, you're likely to be somebody who is very sensitive and has a lot going on emotionally on the inside. You may not show it to others. In fact, you probably don't show it, but you experience a lot on the inside. Emotionally, there is very much going on. And this is something that's going to go probably either way for you in life. It depends on how your moon is aspected and how you handle it. If you have a really well aspected moon, then you have tremendous potentiality for being a healer. You have tremendous gifts in terms of psychic ability, and you have the ability to just give unconditionally to people and really heal them, really transform people around you and the quality of people's lives. So that's with a really well aspected moon. You know, you'll probably be quite spiritual and very tapped into the cosmos and to all the energies around you. If your moon has got some hard aspects to it, sorry, I'm fidgeting. If your moon has got some hard aspects to it, or it's quite afflicted, then there could be a feeling of emotional isolation, of not feeling like you can really relate to people, or others can relate to you or understand you, as if there's a bit of a wall up. There could be a lot of fears that subconsciously rule your life and that you subconsciously live from. So it's a very interesting placement, because it's a blessing and a curse, but nothing in this world is final. And even if you've got a harshly aspected moon, you have the ability to transform and heal it, and to grow from it, and to actually turn it into your strength. So just staying with the kind of more harshly aspected moon, if you do feel a sense of fear in a lot of your relationships, if you fear abandonment, if you feel like you're very isolated, if you feel very misunderstood, it could be that there was a very difficult relationship with you and your mother. It could be that she might have had some issues with dependency on some sort of drug or substance. It could be that she herself was very depressed or had some psychological or emotional problems that meant that she wasn't able to take care of you the way that she wanted or the way that you needed. So there is a high probability of that. It could be that she might have abandoned you, or that she was seen as some sort of an enemy, that her actions somehow caused you to feel afraid, and that these feelings have translated into your emotional experiences with people now as an adult. So that's something that, you know, you have the ability to look at and to heal and to transform should you wish to. It's not something that you have to carry around with you for the rest of your life if you don't want to, you know. And you have amazing healing gifts, you have gifts of insight. So there are things that you can turn on yourself, and that you can, you know, look within, and you can use those to maybe alleviate and understand some of the things that might be going on inside of you. I think it's important that in your relationships with others, you don't allow yourself to just give. It's important not to give at the cost of your own well-being, you know, because there is a tendency sometimes to do that and to almost martyr yourself. But you've got to remember, you are just as important. You are the most important person in your life, because if you're not okay, and if you're not feeling okay, how can you make anybody else feel okay? So you've got to learn to value yourself. You might find that you have a very active dream life, because this is the house of dreaming at nighttime and all of that kind of thing. So you might find that your dreams, you get a lot of information from your dreams, that your spirit guides tell you things in your dreams, so that's something to look out for. I think something that would be really good for you would be, you know, exploring your more spiritual and intuitive and psychic side. So meditating, anything like that, or even writing a journal, anything that allows you to express yourself or understand yourself and go into yourself a bit deeper. In a safe and grounded way, you might really get a lot of growth from, and you could find it quite healing, because you have a tendency to go into yourself anyway. But if you can take that tendency and use it positively for growth purposes, then that's even better. So meditation or poetry or even music or art, whatever it is that allows you to kind of go in and express whatever it is you're feeling, could be really therapeutic for you and really good for you. Another thing that's also related to your sleep is you could find that your sleep is kind of a bit all over the place, or that you've struggled with things like insomnia or not being able to get off to sleep so well. I would look at the phases of the moon and just watch the phases of the moon for a month and see if the signs that the moon is in affect you, see if the moon's waxing and waning and the full moons, especially the full moons, see how they affect you, because you might start to see a pattern. And if that's the case, then you might be able to somehow work with it or work around it. But especially if if your moon is in a water sign, then there's a good chance that your sleep could be affected by the different phases of the moon. Professionally, I would say that you might be drawn to nurturing and healing professions. You might be drawn to nurturing in an environment which is some sort of institution or is in some way restricted. So it could be that you become a cook in a prison, or that you become a caretaker in an old people's home, or something like that, some sort of institution you could find yourself working in. Of course, there is the chance that you might want to go down the path of being a healer, and if so, then I would say go for it, because you have a tremendous gift and a tremendous ability to heal. Just make sure that whatever it is that you need to heal within you is taken care of first, because like I said, you come first and foremost, and that's something you must remember. And then once you've sorted that out, and once you're okay, and once you've healed you, then you can go about giving to the world and healing whoever it is that needs your help.
But I'm